And the reason why I want to talk about trauma is because one of the foundational concepts and the things that we use in the metaphysical anatomy is the trauma. So what is trauma for one person might not be trauma for another person. It includes not only the things that might somebody that by looking at your life can say, oh, that was traumatic, but it also includes any things that may have caused you to feel out of control, stressed, and having very big emotional impact that has caused some wires to be crossed in a way that is affecting your life now. For example, trauma could be things like breaking your leg for one person as a child and not being able to play sports. For another person, it could be a birth of a sibling. Then trauma could be also, for example, somebody at the young age at school has been accused wrongly, and that experience has been traumatic and has left very strong emotional impact. So it's not really what has happened, but how the person that have that thing happening to them reacted to it at the moment. And the way we see trauma or what was traumatic to each individual from the perspective of metaphysical anatomy is basically at the moment when a stressful event has happened, did the person have emotional resources, internal resources to deal with the stress in a way so that the trauma cycle is completed. Majority of the traumas probably happened to us in the childhood. However, as we grow up, we don't really remember those. In the childhood, we already have some sort of emotional traumatic impact, which is stored in our subconscious, and we might not even be aware of that. And as a result, we continue react to situations as if they are traumatic. I'll give you an example of public speaking. Early in the childhood, a child has been told off for speaking up or speaking out loud. And right now, this event has become stored far in the subconscious. However, whenever there is an opportunity or a situation where this person needs to do a public speaking, they have this unexplained fear and anxiety or panic. So this would be example of unresolved trauma. There may have been multiple events related to traumatic event that has been building up on that particular emotional and instinctual connection. So what we do in the metaphysical anatomy, we unlink instinctual and emotional connection which has been imprinted at the time where original trauma has occurred. So good news about working with trauma is we don't need to go in the actual memory. We don't really need to relive the memory. Knowing the emotion that is associated with that event and finding our body's instinctual response is enough for us to be able to unlink the cause and effect or the trigger and response. And that's what we work with in metaphysical anatomy.